patterns within the game. How have you helped people like Dustin Brown beat Rafa, Novak, get back to #1, and tonight Berrettini?
Yeah, tennis looks like, it's random. It's a game of pinball, and it's not. It's a game of repeatable patterns, whether you're serving, returning, rallying, and approaching. And I study those patterns to figure out what you do well and what needs to match up against the opponent. So, one of the things I've learned from Rafa over the years is the importance of serve +1. So Rafa will love today to hit a serve and then a forehand. He does it about 80% of the time. He wins around 65% of those points. And that's something that we've got to play much more on our terms and let Rafa really have his way at the start of the point.
What are a couple of the key elements for Berrettini to pull off one of the biggest upsets here?
Yeah, both guys have won the 0-4 shot rally length in every match coming in. I'm not so concerned about the longer rallies. They naturally get a little bit more even. When Rafa beat Marin Cilic, it was 9-8 in the longer rallies. So whoever wins the 0-4 battle will win this match.
All right, great. Thanks so much. All the best.
Pleasure. Thank you.
129 ace to open the service game for Berrettini.
He's got some good skills with the hands, too. And his serve is obviously huge for him because he can dictate most of the points if he keeps that percentage up.
Huge pace. Can he continue to hit his spots? Because if he doesn't hit his spots, Nadal has been dialing in. Well, that's
brilliant return there from Nadal. And that's the serve that Berrettini has to hit effectively, that wide one in the deuce court.
Trying to backpedal, make it a forehand.
He's going to have to try to hit as many forehands as possible. That's the weapon, followed by the serve. And he's a smart guy out there. He uses slice well. He's got some good hands. Can't be afraid to move forward. Got to engage his crowd early to energize himself, which he's obviously trying to do already. Smart move.
First time indoors this event for Rafa. Haven't been that many rainy days in New York. Any way that those conditions, if it helps the player?
I think they'll help him a little bit because it's not as humid, and there was just a sweat the other night against Schwartzman that really affected him, and that's why he cramped. Obviously, Schwartzman made him run a lot.
He's cramping in the hands and arms.
Here I don't think it makes as big of a difference the way the court plays as it can in other arenas.
Even though he's never won an indoor tournament, he'd prefer this to those windy conditions where that bigger swings would be more affected. So
here's a moment right now, guys. Berrettini facing a break point, trying to avoid immediately falling behind. Here's the 1-2 punch. Large serve, large forehand.
You just saw in a nutshell what's got to happen about 150 times. It is possible, not probable.
126 on the serve, 96 on the forehand.
Mixing it up early well. Couple wide, that's a big one. 132, the biggest so far, up the middle.
Obviously the adrenaline's pumping, the heart rate's up, and he's letting it go, and he's not hitting his spots yet, but he's got some pop.
Now what a rally from Nadal.
Well, that's exhibit A, Chris, on why Berrettini can't go to the backhand slice, because he did the first shot of the rally, and as soon as Nadal sees that, he does this. He steps around, and he gets control of the point, and then you're toast.
I think he'd be better off slicing it cross court to his forehand if he's going to do that.
Now moving up closer now in this return. Did it again. The slice creates a Nadal forehand, and now another break chance.
Well, he should have made that backhand. There was an opening. He's tight. Never been here before. Biggest match of his life. Not the sign he wanted, though, that he's taking this much effort just to get the hold.
Back deep again.
I'm not sure how much Nadal's into the analytics, but what he does know is that Berrettini doesn't like to serve and volley, which most players these days don't. So you saw him employ this tactic against Cilic early on. Then he adjusted a little bit in that third set. He did it against Kevin Anderson in the final here a couple years ago, knowing Anderson serves big but doesn't like to follow it forward. Same deal today. That's smart.
Beautiful touch, and Berrettini out of trouble too. Breakpoint saves. Barely comes to net at all. Less than 50 times in the whole tournament.
How good does this feel, though? Sees his way back. Smart move.
Well, his fellow Italian, who's had 4 wins against Rafael Nadal, who went out here a little bit injured, Fabio Fognini, lost to Opelka. Remember, he beat Nadal here when the only times Nadal was two sets to love up.
Yeah, so
he likes to play the drop shot quite a bit against Nadal in that second shot.
Something tells me they've talked.
Yes, they're going to be ranked pretty close to each other when the new rankings come out, round 11 to 13, both of them in that area.
Forehand got away from him a lot against Schwartzman.
He's been conservative so far, just feeling this guy out, testing him. I think the right move.
Like the best forehand Rafa the other night, John's one that came in the booth. That was one of the ones that was on target.
I've tried to push it out of the way. You said I remember hearing. I got it.
I'm just glad I wasn't in the middle of that one.
I got it right here.
Yeah, there you go.
I've had a dozen people ask me, did you catch the ball? I didn't have a chance. This guy next to me was muscling the out. You know, thought it was a rebound in a basketball game.
Yeah, there's the 1-2 punch again. We'll show that to you later. It's a lot harder to do than it looks like from down there in the court, by the way.
Good feel with the slice forehand was Rafa the other night. Not something he utilizes a whole lot down there on the tennis court, but he's pretty good at it when he needs it. Medvedev is great at it.
Forehand firing tonight. Nadal just 2 points lost on serve. Holding twice for a 2-1 lead. Semifinal number 2.
Nadal leads 2 games to
Welcome back to the 2019 U.S. Open Men's Semifinals. ESPN's coverage presented by Fidelity Investments.
On a rainy day in New York City. Chilly, too. Roof has been shut throughout the day for the doubles championship. Cabana Farah, the Colombians triumphing.
Yeah, they were pumped up.
players are ready. Thank you.
Medvedev in straight sets over Dimitrov, and he awaits the winner here. Crowd still getting settled in. Only the third time that Berrettini has been seated at a major. We talked about his breakthrough to the fourth round at Wimbledon, where he lost to Federer. Played a challenger this spring and won it, but had a rough, hard court season coming in, didn't he?
Well, he sprained his ankle, Chris, in Stade, I believe, and that set him back. So it's good to see him back healthy now, but he struggled for a while.
Well, one of the issues that Berrettini has, he's a big guy, but he doesn't have very solid ankles and lower leg area. So he wears these straps all the time, and he actually has to wear them in practice. And actually in Stade, he was playing on clay. Just sometimes he doesn't wear them to try to strengthen the area. And lo and behold, he got hurt, sprained it badly. And then when he had to miss Montreal, came to Cincinnati slightly underdone. And that's something he's had to deal with as he's progressed from his teenage years.
Doesn't have too many physical weaknesses. Other than the ankles, built like a Roman centurion, 6'5", very solid guy.
He's a bull. Yeah.
He's ripped.
Yeah.
Michelangelo would have made a statue out of this guy.
Based on the questions I've gotten, very popular with the female tennis fans out there.
I'm not surprised.
What a shock. Everyone's assuming Rafa's going to win this easily, so it's not easy to deal with that either. Still have to do your thing. Trying to find his 8-game here early.
A 1-18 favorite, say the odds makers, in this match. It's big in a semifinal.
So that means if you bet $18, you get one back?
Pretty much.
Doesn't seem worth betting that one.
No. Holds more easily this time, 2-all. College football on ABC. It's a doubleheader. Aggies, big underdogs. Against the defending national champions. That's in the afternoon. We suggest you watch the Women's Championship, but if you're a football fan, there's that for you on ABC. In prime time.
You're a little torn, Chris. We can tell.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
Want to be just
You
right
played
here.
at both sides, aren't you? The college football guy and the tennis guy.
All tennis this weekend, promise.
And that's got to feel good for Berrettini. Hasn't quite figured out how to deal with that backhand yet.
Name a righty with a subpar backhand that has ever beaten Nadal. I mean, I was trying to think about that.
Dustin Brown
doesn't have a great back. Yeah, that's a good point. Can you beat him with a subpar backhand, which has to go into the teeth of the righty forehand? Dustin Brown employed interesting tactics to do it.
On
Gilles Muller.
Very slow bouncing grass courts on day 1 or 2.
Tougher on a hard court,
Yeah.
you're saying.
Much tougher.
Possible and clever.
Yeah, forget it.
49. Let first service.
in front. 3-2.
As you probably have. And was it in Rome or Florence?
I think Florence.
Yeah. But Ubaldo told me to look out for that one right there. The drop shot.
He loves that shot.
Yeah, because
he's 3 for 3 with it so far.
And he should use it against Rafa, particularly where he's standing, to return serve. And you can see that he's got some serious MPHs on that forehand. Tough to handle it.
Settling in nicely, isn't he?
Yeah. I mean, he's got the game plan working at the moment, where he's got the first serve going in, dictating with the forehand, throwing in some drop shots, keeping Nadal guessing.
Left. First service.
Oh, hello.
Punctuating his third hold. 3 apiece. Talked about the last Italian in the semifinals. Berazzutti against Jimmy Connors, and of course way before Hawkeye. The clay courts, they used to run out and check the mark.
Right.
And they were going to come check this mark, and then Jimmy had other plans.
No, that happened to be Chris at 5-0 in the first set, and they gave Connors the point. Okay.
He won in straights, and then Vilas got him in the final, and Jimmy had other plans that did not include the trophy presentation.
He rubbed out the mark.
And still got the point.
So look, and won the point. You ever seen that before or since? Run on the other side of the court, which is automatically against the rules.
There's a lot of stuff going on in that Open.
Last one. First one I ever played.
Yeah, you were 18. Tracy Austin debuted. She was 14. Renee Richards came on the scene that year.
Yeah.
Berrettini looking like he belongs, which is awesome. Absolutely what he needs to do. Keep points short. Attack the ball. Dictate with the forehand. Best backhand he's hit all day was just there.
That's a great move there from Nadal. point when he's gotten the first in play so far. He's feeling a little pressure from Berrettini on that second serve. Berrettini right on the baseline for those seconds, maybe even a little bit inside.
Expecting that angled serve, trying to cut it off.
As Johnny Carson used to say, that is correct, sir. A little bit too sharp an angle to try to pull that one off. Asking a lot there.
See if Nadal takes note that the slice produced the error. The 1-2 punch. Nadal getting pumped up back in front. He's had the only 2 break opportunities of the set so far.
The leader of this Pittsburgh defense is not getting up.
The ripple effect of our actions can be enormous.
Just never give up. No matter what nobody tell you, just keep moving.
I'm gonna love you forever. You've given me the most precious moment.
10-75.
Somebody tell me we can't do something, I guess we'll just show them.
Williamson thundering number. The 45 jerseys being placed on the mound.
Kevin, meet your father.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin. Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Kevin.
Trusted advice for life.
Kevin, how's your mom?
Thank you.
Life well planned. See what a Raymond James financial advisor can do for you.
Seen Bianca Andreescu go from the minor leagues of the WTA Tour at the end of last year. Titles Indian Wells, Canada, and the final here. Berrettini's trying to do something this year that is extremely rare on the men's side. That is win a challenger. He did so in Phoenix.
Right.
And then win a major in the same year. Give you guys a second to think about that.
That would be a first.
It's been a while.
Yeah. Did that actually happen?
Guga did it.
Guga Kirtan, yeah.
Guga was one.
How about Agassi?
Guga's the most recent, 97. He won a challenger in Brazil, home country. Then he won the French Open soon after. But
He was
back
ranked
before
66 coming in, I think, to that.
Mats
French Open.
Wilander
Wow. Well, that's a good one.
won the French in 82 after winning a challenger in Germany. Hasn't been done since 97, though. Because these guys who won the last 11 haven't played a lot of challengers.
Oh, you mean the same year?
Same year, yeah.
Agassi did it, but he didn't. It wasn't the same
Right.
year.
Right.
obviously doing some good things, but there's got to be a payoff here. He's got to win this set. Get some belief, get some further energy, get this crowd going. So you feel like that spring in the leg's not quite there for Berrettini. I mean, he hits this ball pretty well. He's like, uh-oh, that thing's spinning away from me. Ooh, hit him in the head, Rafa.
That's a huge point, and he gives it away. He'll challenge, but you could just feel the pressure rising. Nadal dropped back on that return. And the double is going to give him 2 break points, chance to grab it and serve for the set. So these feel like set points, and you're saying almost like match points at this point.
Well,
yes. 2 challenges remaining.
No ball. Yeah, he's going to challenge it.
That might have caught a bit of the line. Rafa hoping otherwise, but definitely worth the challenge for him.
Thumped at 132, and it did catch.
He's been thumping that pretty nicely up the middle. That's been working for him. He likes to serve out wide. Prefers that on this side of the court. Beautifully done.
And the one thing you love to see from Berrettini is he looks comfortable out here. I mean, he doesn't. The moment hasn't been a factor, and that's often the case when someone's in their first major semi, especially against a legend.
Looks like he has learned and grown from that experience against Federer at Wimbledon. He did not look at all comfortable. That's trouble again with the slice, huh?
Yes. And Nadal moves so quickly. It wasn't against most players. That's a decent slice up the line, but Nadal's so quick to recognize it and then to move around it.
I think the slice cross court would open the court up for him in the next shot. Let's see what he can do here.
Needs another first serve bomb.
Nadal's done his homework. Obviously knows he prefers that serve, especially with that toss. He gets it pretty far to the left. Tough for him to hit it effectively up the middle.
Shot, but drifts wide. Oh for 5 on breakpoint chances now.
How in the world does Nadal get some of these balls back? Both of them, actually.
Berrettini needs no pace from the opponent to hit a huge forehand, does he?
Yeah, or an overhead from the baseline. Rip that right down the line.
So clutch. 3 breakpoint saves. The 23-year-old Italian for all.
And there's no question that he understood the importance of
he knew how big
early.
it is to win the first set against Nadal. And Rafa's been unbeatable in major semis when he wins the first set, 21-0.
Just love the Berrettini mindset and the attitude. He's been positive right from the start.
He's worked hard with a mental coach, helped him navigate the ups and downs of that Monfils match, and there were a lot of them. Like a lot of players coming up, doubts would come in, they would get negative and lose belief, and that's been the focus of the hard work, and boy, has it paid off.
You thought there's a lot of top spin on Nadal's forehand? Well, get a load of this guy. He's a bigger, stronger young man at 6'5", and that thing is. It's got some. What did they call the RPM?
RPMs, yeah.
What is it like?
Revolutions per minute.
Yeah, it's got to be like 10,000.
Well, over 3,000 is pretty big.
Yeah, I was exaggerating. You get the point.
Nadal will challenge. Overruled by Damien Dumassois in the chair.
Was called fault.
What?
Huh?
Nadal says what?
Are you kidding?
Berrettini doesn't think that was the mark.
He cannot believe that the chair umpire, the ball was, he's pointing to a mark outside the box.
Let's show the regular replay.
You can't challenge the challenge.
Yeah, no, but I'd like to see the regular replay on that, because if it's that big a discrepancy, we'll see it.
Something's wrong there, unless that umpire's seeing things too, because he called it out.
Here's the cam.
That looked like it was looked way in. Yeah.
Looked in.
That's an oops for the chair umpire.
Oh, what a shot.
It's a pro Rafa crowd, but you guys are right. Berrettini winning some fans here. They're appreciating the fight.
Well, he, as John said, he's got the RPMs on the forehand, but he can also hit it, I think, even harder than Nadal. Not quite as much topspin, but he can just crack it. Lock and load.
His spin rate, look at the stats, is right there with Rafa's.
Well, this is just a huge chance for him now.
Biggest pressure point on the Nadal serve so far. 89 is an average today. Forehand topspin. That's ridiculous.
That's what he's got to do, though.
There's clarity and simplicity in the game plan. Vidal back in front. And now a must-hold coming up for Berrettini.
The U.S. Open Women's Championship, tomorrow on ESPN.
It's Roger Federer that claims the Laver Cup for Team Europe.
He's done it, and once again, Team Europe win the Laver Cup.
Europe chased 3 in a row. Team World seek glory. Laver Cup Geneva 2019.
He's been the man under pressure on his serve.
Players are ready, thank you.
Tom Brocom, studious. Forrest Becker, less so.
Different pressure, obviously, now serving to stay in a set. First serve percentage starting to dip a bit.
John, your point taken, because it's 4-5, and all of a sudden Berrettini, those forehands, plays him safer. A little more spin, a little more margin, and that's the wrong strategy, because that's going to get him in trouble in a hurry. He has to go big right from the start of the point as much as he can.
Now look at the wheels turning for Rafa. How he's played the first couple points.
Well, he's played 2 conservative points and he's lost both of them. So expect that to end right here. Tough to suddenly click in and go big again.
Down love 30, isn't it difficult to dial up the aggression?
Well, it shouldn't be to me, but that's his best and I think only chance of winning.
Challenge.
We'll
see.
On the left, far side line.
I thought it caught something. We'll see if it caught any line.
Ball was called in.
Once again, Berrettini has come up with a huge pressure first serve.
30-all. Mr. Nadal has 1 challenge remaining.
Still a really stressful point for him here. Goes right after his weakness again and creates a set point.
13-14.
First serve bailing him out in this game so far.
That's beautiful. It's 5 for 5.
It's a different kind of 1-2 punch, isn't it? It's kind of the big bomb serve drop shot.
That's just when you can show your opponent you can do the big forehand when the 1-2 punch, and this one becomes a more viable option, and he's pulling it off beautifully so far.
Feeling so pumped up about getting out of trouble. Give that one a ride.
Well, that's where you got to keep your discipline. Hit it hard to make sure you play it safer than that. That one he'd like back. Just shows you that it's tougher to hit those passing shots at this point in a set. Tight moment. He comes in on a solid, not spectacular approach. Rafa can't handle it.
Not known for his net play, but he's 6 for 8 so far today. That's an excellent ratio.
Better backhands today. 6 for 6, saving break points, including a set point in that game.
He likes that backhand up the line, hits it pretty well. That was the best one. Absolutely correct. His first 53 minutes of play.
You've called so many Nadal matches, and he'll tell you what stresses him out. Facing a big hitter when he's had some chances, not been able to grab them to get deep in a set. As great as he is, it puts a little more pressure now in this service game. He hasn't really had trouble holding yet.
Good calculated risk there from Berrettini. He was on the run. No real reason for him to spin that back. He would just be running more, so he went for broke.
To get there. 55-minute first set on top of the almost 4-hour grind fest against Monfils just ups the ante even more for Berrettini to win the set.
Let. First service.
Huge discrepancy, obviously, in the amount of time they spent getting to this point. Cost Rafa last year. Probably is going to catch up to Berrettini.
Yeah, Nadal came in off that almost 5-hour bloodbath against Thiem and did not have a lot physically for Del Potro. Had to actually retire in the semi a year ago, as you'll remember. Much fresher this time. As fresh as he can be. Final stages of a major. Pressure right back on Berrettini. They'll try to force a tiebreak.
So that early retirement we planned, it's going okay?
Great. Now I'm spending more time with the kids. I'm introducing them to crab.
Crab?
They love it.
So you mentioned that money we set aside.
Yeah, the kids and I want to build our own crab shack.
Ah, you're finally building an outdoor kitchen.
Yep, with room for the whole gang.
See how investing with a JP Morgan advisor can help you. Visit your local Chase branch.
For Berrettini, that's his 6th ace. He's winning 80% of the first serve points, but just 35% on the second.
Considered, he's got to be thrilled for the way it's gone in his first set. He's battled hard. He's gathering respect as we speak.
How should Nadal counter that? I mean, he's so deep on the return.
Stand a little closer.
Yeah, I mean, he'd have to adjust his return position, move a lot closer. But I think he's willing to accept that it's going to happen. It's happened 6 times so far.
Berrettini's been tough in tiebreaks. He's won 4 of 5. In fact, he's closed out 3 different wins in tiebreaks. Nadal hasn't played a tiebreak since his first match in Canada against Dan Evans. I think he remembers how. Berrettini has certainly been riding a confidence wave, including, of course, the final set breaker against Monfils, which was just really tight for both guys. Oh, boy. You know, Rafa can get edgy. He knows he should have won this set, or feels like he should have won the set already with the chances he's had.
Serve's not been that great. He's held easily, but Not the great rhythm yet.
Yeah, just 52% is first serve percentage.
Couple short balls got what they deserve there.
Tommy Haas looking on. One year he was the #2 seed here.
Berrettini, those first couple points of the 4-5 game, you guys spotted some cautious play. He is letting it go in the tiebreak, though.
Well, he's adjusted and adapted, and he's doing a great job.
Thank you. Please.
Oh, what?
Big man stalking around like he owns the court now.
Well, he's stepping up to the baseline and attacking those serves, and he's getting a lot more than he thought, probably. With Rafa's getting half his serves in first ones.
8 straight points from the beginning of the 5-6 game.
4-1.
It's the break Nadal needed to work his way back in the breaker. And Berrettini ignored the scoreboard.
If I were him, I'd be admiring it. Yeah. He's this close and a real shot at pulling the set out.
No doubt. But maybe that's in his brain on that miss.
He's not going to make every one of them, but he would. Big difference between 5-1 and 4-2. That's true.
Rafa goes through the rituals, and Berrettini an extra long wait before this crucial point.
Second serve, that ball got up. Nadal will challenge it. Why not?
Nadal is setting the call on the right baseline.
And it did appear to be long. Nadal did adjust his positioning. Look where he is. He's on the baseline, so recognizing that he's getting hurt sometimes when he's way back.
5-2.
5-2. Berrettini. Mr. Nadal has one challenge remaining.
So both of the semis going to first set breakers. Hasn't happened at the Open since 1974. This one a little bit better played. I think there were 9 unforced in the first set breaker between Medvedev and Dimitrov. Both guys just tight as a drum.
First set on his racket now.
5-4. Bandicam.
Rafa's got to be ready for that wide serve. He much prefers that in this situation. Go with what got you there.
The first dropper that Nadal has gotten to, but Berrettini now with 2 set points.
6-4. Bandicam. Let for service. Let first service. Please.
Tiny margins, caught the tape with the forehand. Lost him the point. Still has a set point. With the dropper not as easy on set point, is it?
And the serve was out, by the way, from Nadal. Look at that on the first serve, but he set it up perfectly. Had the shot, just bricked it.
That is one going to the well one too many times there.
It's the first one he tried off the back end.
Also, not really in the ideal position for that as compared to the others, and obviously the score part of that as they switch sides. Plenty of balls that Nadal could have missed in that rally. Berrettini going after a number of those ground strokes. Both guys with set points now in this set.
Set point, Rafa.
Please.
Once again, Rafael Nadal just out-competes the other guy to win a breaker. Hour and 14 minutes. Nadal, 1 set to love. Wow.
You can't put wings on a car. You can't see an accident coming or walk away from one like this.